Long ago, beneath the shadow of Mount Fuji, there existed a sacred bond between two guardians of the world. Yuki, the two-tailed kitsune, a playful keeper of illusions and trickery, and Ryujin, the mighty dragon, guardian of wisdom and strength. Together they preserved the fragile balance of their realm. But as the centuries passed, their pact was forgotten, and darkness began to stir. On a quiet, moonlit night, the forest hummed with whispers of magic. There, Yuki roamed, her golden fur shimmering like sunlight as she danced through the trees, her laughter light as the breeze. Beneath the sacred lake, Ryujin slumbered, his massive body coiled and still, his power hidden away. But that night, the balance of their world would shatter. As Yuki wandered, her sharp eyes caught the glow of something unusual. Hidden beneath a cluster of moss-covered stones was a radiant pearl, glowing softly like a piece of the moon itself. She picked it up, curiosity sparkling in her eyes. What she didn't know was that this was no ordinary pearl. It was the Ryujin no Tama, the soul orb of the dragon himself. The moment Yuki touched it, the ground trembled. Shadows crept across the forest, and the once clear sky grew heavy with dark clouds. Far beneath the lake, Ryujin stirred. His yellow eyes snapped open as he felt the severing of his bond with the orb. Treacle rising in a torrent of rain and wind, the dragon roared with fury, his voice shaking the heavens. "Who dares steal my soul?" he bellowed, his rage igniting the storm. Unaware of the dragon's awakening, Yuki marveled at the orb's glow, but its power was overwhelming. Visions of a crumbling world flashed in her mind, and she realized this was no treasure to keep. She had to return it. But how? Before she could decide, the storm descended upon her. Ryujin's massive form burst through the clouds, his scales glittering like emeralds, his piercing eyes locking onto Yuki. "Give me the orb," he demanded, his voice a thunderclap. Yuki froze for a moment, but only a moment. Quick as a flicker of flame, she darted away. The chase had begun. The fox darted through the forest, her tails streaming behind her. With a flicker of magic, she transformed into a bird, weaving through the trees. But the dragon follows her right behind. Then the fox transformed into a swift deer, leaping over rocks and streams. Each time, Ryujin was close behind, his strength and speed unmatched. Trees splintered under his claws, and the earth shook beneath his thunderous roars. Just as Ryujin's shadow fell over her, Yuki spotted a narrow cave and slipped inside. Here, safe from the dragon for now, she found something incredible. On the cave walls, ancient symbols glowed faintly. They revealed the truth. The orb was stolen, not by her, but by a Yurei, a vengeful spirit bent on creating chaos between the fox and the dragon. When Ryujin cornered her in the cave, his eyes blazing with fury, Yuki stood firm. "Wait!" she cried, her voice trembling but clear. Using the orb's light, she cast an image on the walls. The Yurei, the ancient writing, the truth. Ryujin paused, his anger giving way to realization. He saw the deception for what it was. Reluctantly, he lowered his claws. "If what you say is true," he rumbled, "then we must join forces to end this." For the first time in centuries, the fox and the dragon united. Together they climbed to a crumbling shrine atop a high cliff. There, the Yurei stood, a shadowy figure wielding the orb's immense power. Its goal was clear: to tear open a portal to the spirit realm and unleash chaos. The battle was fierce. Yuki darted through the shadows, her illusions confusing the Yurei at every turn. Ryujin summoned storms, his lightning splitting the ground, but the Yurei grew stronger, feeding on the orb's energy. Yuki knew they couldn't win like this. Summoning every ounce of courage, she made the ultimate sacrifice. With a sharp cry, she burned her second tail, releasing a wave of foxfire that bound the Yurei in a web of light. "Now, Ryujin!" she shouted. The dragon unleashed a final bolt of lightning, shattering the orb and destroying the Yurei in a flash of brilliant light. The shrine crumbled, but the battle was won. With the Yurei defeated, peace returned to the land. Ryujin's power had diminished without his orb, but his gratitude to Yuki was immense. As the sun rose over the forest, Yuki smiled softly. Though she now had only one tails, she knew she had fulfilled her purpose. With a playful laugh, she vanished into the trees, her spirit as bright as ever. And so, the bond between wisdom and cunning was restored. For balance is not simply kept. It is earned through trust, sacrifice, and courage.